As you drive along Interstate 15 from California to Nevada through the Mojave Desert, your eyes are drawn to a remote, jagged mountain range, a collection of saber-toothed peaks perched on the eastern horizon above Ivanpah Solar Power Plant. These are the Castle Peaks of the New York Mountains. New York, but a long way from the Big Apple. The most visited point is Dove Benchmark. The summit registers have only 1 or 2 entries each year. The highest point is North Castle Butte. The peaks offer a rewarding hike with some easy rock climbing in a quiet, picturesque desert landscape. You can access the area from the west or the east with lots of dirt road driving. High clearance is necessary, as is self-sufficiency. The road's been much rockier than we thought. It's taken us longer than Google expected. We've come in via Searchlight and the Joshua Tree Highway. That was about 20 or 30 minutes quicker from Vegas than the approach from the west and south. We've parked the car at some old mining relics. You can see North Castle Peak through the gully there. It seems most groups drive in from the interstate to the west. On our second visit, we drove in from the east, which we thought was better. We came to climb Pinnacle 2, having been rained off a fortnight earlier. We're passing underneath the gully that leads up there to the Dove Benchmark route. Just going to go around this next little pinnacle and then up to Pinnacle 2. At the northern end of Pinnacle 2, we're going to follow this bushy gully up to the ridge crest. It's not as bushy as it looks from below. Lots of little rock ribs that you scramble up between the bushes. The easiest descent is from the northwest. Once up the gully, you follow the broad ridge crest, passing a challenging notch on the way to the summit. It looks very easy, class 3 probably. Need to test every hold because it's just conglomerate rock. So on top of the ridge crest, we've got one notch in the way between us and the summit. So looking up at the summit there. So it looks like easy class 3 to come down here, albeit quite exposed to the right. And then either up that crack there, centre of the screen, or there might be some sort of a crack a few yards right, which is hidden from view. Oh, this is the crux. So there's a bit of a crack off width up there, definitely lots of holes. Could be 4th class, could be 5.0, or I'll walk across here to show you the other option. The other option, there is a safe looking chute there, but to get to it you have to make a step across here with awesome exposure, like a 50-yard drop there, and it is a long way down. I definitely think the crack is less exposed. It's harder but less exposed, so less risky as long as you're happy climbing 4th class or 5.0 on rotten rock. Pinnacle 2 is sometimes referred to as Dove South, being the main peak south of Dove Benchmark. Compared to the more popular Dove Benchmark, Pinnacle 2 has better rock and more sustained scrambling and climbing. All in all, Pinnacle 2 is a more enjoyable climb than its neighbour, and you can climb both on the same day. Looking back at Dove Benchmark, and then down at the crack that we climbed. Managed to tie off on a bit of a knob of rock there, and then hard to see into the sun. Mel and Ryan might be on the top, or it might be the next one along. It's only about 30 yards to the summit from here. Twin summits, I guess the southern one is the highest, a little cane on it. Great view of the neighbouring Pinnacle 1. Looks a hard climb on rotten rock. The last entry in the logbook was 2019, so it's 6 years since the last visit. Pinnacle 1 looks imposing, a real challenge. It's possible the Desert Peak Society of the Sierra Club climbed this in 1971. On the summit of Pinnacle 2. The first recorded ascent was 2007 by Branch and Ridgegeard of Las Vegas. They likely made the second ascent 5 years later in 2012. The vast views from the summit are special. To the west is Ivanpah, the impressive engineering of a solar power farm. The dramatic, stark beauty of the desert is laid out before you in 360-degree panorama. The Castle Peaks are a worthy objective for a satisfying day near Las Vegas. They reward with solitude and fantastic expansive views across the timeless landscape of the Mojave Desert.